Hello, welcome to the channel. This is the Income Baron. Today I want to discuss some changes I'm making to the portfolio. I'm going to use some margin and add a new position, margin stack. I'm going to be using other people's money to build up my passive income on a weekly basis. So as you can see, my investing portfolio is $4,258.67. The actual value of my holdings, which I have 500 shares of Ymax. If I click here, it'll show the market value is $8,388. And the reason why that $8,000 number is not showing on the main page is because I'm using margin on some of these shares. So until I pay off the margin, it's not going to show that $8,000 balance on this front page. So what I want to do is I want to go through here and show you that the amount of margin that I have available is $4,477.17. The amount of margin used is $4,131.28. And that has me sitting at a margin status of low risk. So I'm at 50% buffer on my margin that I'm using. If I hit view details, it shows my buffer, my portfolio value, and the available margin I still have left, which is the $345.89. So for all that, for the $4,000 worth of margin, other people's money that I'm using, it's only cost me 32 cents a day. I don't know where else you can go and get $4,000 and you only have to pay 32 cents. So the purpose of this portfolio is to buy assets that's going to pay me that I can live off of those payments. So Ymax pays every week. So I have 500 shares. I think I'm going to stop right there at 500 shares. And today I'm going to get another ETF. It's called Xdte. And let's see, it's not letting me get to it. Okay, let's see how I can. Okay. It's called the Roundhill S&P 500 Zero Date to Expiration Cover Call Strategy ETF. It pays weekly. I also have this in my other account, my Roth. And you can watch some other videos where I'll show you how I'm using it in that account. It's in my Roth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit trade. I'm going to hit buy. Number of shares, I'm just going to do buy in dollars. The available money that I have is $345.89. So that's what I'm going to use, 345.89. Review. Swipe up. It's done. So now my buying power is 0. Now I have Xdte. I have 6.87 shares. And another reason why I got this ETF is because of the low maintenance requirement is 25%. So margin stacking is that you want to put in your low maintenance requirement investments in first when you're using margin. You don't want to add in a high margin requirement, maintenance requirement, because that'll use up too much of your margin. So you want to use low maintenance requirement first. And then once you build that foundation with low maintenance requirement holdings, then you might can venture out and get something like Misty. Let's see what this maintenance requirement is. See, maintenance requirement 60%. So you wouldn't want to start your portfolio off with Misty at 60% requirement because it's going to eat up so much of your margin. So you want to make sure you stack properly. Stack with low maintenance requirement first. And then once you get your foundation, then you can add something like a Misty. So that's margin stacking. I also added Xdte to give you more stability for the portfolio, even though Ymax has been pretty stable. This is just going to kind of offset Ymax with a broad-based ETF because the Xdte is S&P 500. So let's go back and see. Individual cash, margin total, $4,477.17. Margin used, $4,477.17. My margin status is still low risk. My buffer is still a decent amount of buffer. It says my daily interest rate's 32 cents still. I don't know if that's going to update later or not. And another thing about this daily interest, it just comes out of your buying power. So you don't have to worry about writing a check every month or they don't send you a bill. It just comes out of your buying power. So right now, today, I'm going to get paid for my Ymax position. I'm going to get paid $52.15. So once this dividend hits later on tonight into my buying power, that $52.15, Robinhood is going to double that with margin. So the buying power is going to go down $52.17. And Robinhood is going to give me another $52.17. So the next time I make a video to show you, it should have my buying power be $104.30. This is an experiment. This is proof of concept. And the next video, I'm going to show you my buying power should be double what this dividend payment is going to be that I get tonight. So I wanted to go ahead and buy the Xdte with the buying power I already had to make way for this $52.15 payment. And I'm going to let that double, and I'm going to use that again next week sometime. I could have waited, but I just wanted to get this Xdte in my portfolio, which is 6.86 shares. And, next Friday, it's going to pay me however much, the weekly payment is for Xdte. I think this week Xdte paid 23 cents a share. So hopefully it'll be 25 cents or so next week. And I'm going to build this position, Xdte, to maybe 100 shares or I don't know. But I'm going to build this up. I'm not going to buy no more Ymax for now. I'm happy with the 500 shares. So I'm going to focus on building up Xdte. And in the long run, I'm waiting on Roundhill. That's the same company that makes Xdte. I want their fund of fund ETF. So Ymax is a fund of fund ETF. Ymax Universe Fund of Option Income ETF. So it holds other covered call ETFs from YieldMax. So here's some of the other ETFs that it holds. Top 10 holdings: Palantir, Alibaba, SMCI, Meta, Netflix, Apple, Amazon, Disney, Airbnb. So all of those different individual ETFs are inside Ymax. Misty is in there. So instead of owning Misty by itself, I own it inside of Ymax. So that was a good reason. That was the number one reason why I bought Ymax, is because it's diversified with all the other Ymax ETFs, Ymax ETFs. So I've heard that Roundhill is going to do the same thing. They're going to make a fund of fund with all their ETFs in it. They're not out yet, but they're going to have a Netflix, a Amazon, a Apple, a Coinbase, MicroStrategy. They're going to have all those same type of ETFs that Ymax has now, and they're going to wrap them all in one package. Hopefully it's called RMAX. Yield Max is Ymax, RMAX for Roundhill. And then I'm going to add that into this portfolio. I'm just going to build out the positions. So I appreciate you watching the video. If you have any questions, go down to the comments. If you have anything you want to say it in the comments, like, subscribe, and check out my next video. Thanks for watching.